Hey, welcome everybody to my YouTube channel. My name is Jesse, and I want to say thank you first of all for you being here with me today. On this channel, I teach you guys how to draw and paint some of your favorite cartoon characters, animals, etc. I do appreciate you guys being here with me, but I would like to ask a favor of you guys. If you could like the video, hit that little like button on the video. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. All of that helps my channel to grow. YouTube helps promote it. The more likes that I get, YouTube promotes my channel and more people get to see it. And it helps me grow the channel, which means I can make lots and lots more videos and we can all have a lot of fun together. Today, we're going to be making this really cool, simple little unicorn painting. Comes in as a request from 6-year-old Jada. Jada watched a couple of my videos. I believe she did Lola the llama and Olivia the octopus, and then her mom sent me a couple of the pictures that she did. I think it was yesterday that she sent the pictures over to me, and those pictures are right here. So I want to say hello to Jada. Hi Jada, hope you're having fun on my channel. Thank you so much for coming on here and watching these videos and following along with me. So again, we're going to be doing this cool little unicorn. At the end, you get to write your name on it if you'd like at the bottom. That's a little option that we'll have. Piece has a little bit of glitter. I'm going to be using mainly acrylic paint to do this piece, but whatever you have at home, you can use whatever you've got. Markers, colored pencils, watercolors, whatever you've got will work. All you really need is a pencil or a pen, something to draw with. Pencil would be better because that way you can erase in case you make a mistake. No big deal if we make mistakes on this channel, but a pencil would be best. Pencil, piece of paper, piece of cardboard, whatever you've got to draw on will be just fine. I'm going to be painting on a little canvas here. You could pick these up at your local art store. For those of you that would like to, use these, they're pretty cheap. I can't remember what I paid for these guys. I think you get 10 for like, I don't know, 10 for 10 bucks, something like that. Like at Hobby Lobby's where I picked these up. Anyway, let's get going. Let's have some fun together. All right, everybody. So here we go. We're going to be making our cool little unicorn. Just a couple things I want to point out. I'm doing my unicorn on a canvas, 8x10 inch canvas that I have here. But you guys can do this on whatever you have. Okay, don't stress if all you have is a piece of paper to do it on, a piece of cardboard even. That's all okay. I'm going to be using a regular pencil with an eraser. I'm going to be going, once I draw, I'm going to be going over it in marker, in black marker. The only reason why I'm doing this is so you guys can see what I'm doing on the camera. Sometimes when I just do it in pencil, it's a little too light and you can't see it, okay? So again, I'm only using this so you guys can see what I'm doing at home. All you guys have to worry about is that you have this cool little pencil. So whatever you're doing it on, if you're going to be adding your name at the bottom like this here, just make sure you leave some space. So Ariel is my niece, and when I did this little piece before, I did this, put her name on there. But so on mine, I'm going to go ahead and do Jessie today. All right. Of course, you're going to be doing whatever your name is, but we'll talk more about that later. So here we go. First thing I want to do is I'm going to create this little horn right here, and this is what I want you guys to do. So just imagine this looks like a long triangle, right? It's a long triangle right here. So all I'm going to do is come over to my canvas, and I'm going to mark off where the bottom of my horn is going to be. So this here is about right here. That's all you're going to do right now. Nice and light, nothing too crazy, nothing too big. It's about the middle of your, it's about the middle of my canvas. So your paper, you're going to be doing this at about the middle of that paper, okay? So from there, I'm going to come to the top, and I'm going to do a little dot. Okay, that's the top, the tip of my horn. So about right here, I'm just marking that off. From right there, I'm going to come down and connect that point to the bottom of the edge of that little smiley face that I made, right? This is like a little smiley face shape. I have my little point, came down, connected one side, and I connected the other side. So there we go. There's the shape of our horn, okay? Next thing that I'm going to do is the outline of my ears, okay? And if you can kind of look at these and imagine They're almost triangle shaped, like a sideways triangle, but they also look like leaves or a teardrop. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So about just a little bit over to the right from my horn, I'm going to do the top part. Again, wait for me to do the outline if you're having a hard time seeing what I'm doing. Here we go. All right, just like that. All right, so that's my ear there. Okay. Now I come over to the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. Curvy. If your ears are bigger than mine, shorter than mine, that's okay. All right. They don't have to match up perfectly. Everybody's unicorn is going to look a little differently, and that's kind of cool. That's what's cool about making art. Okay. And so you just want to make sure your ears kind of match up a little bit. So here we go. We got ears. We got our horn in place. Okay. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do my eyes and the eyelashes. Okay. So before you guys do yours, of course, you're going to watch me do mine, but I want you to keep this in mind. There's a space that you want to leave between your eyes and the bottom of your horn, because that's where we're going to put some flowers, okay? So keep that in mind. And then you don't want to go too far down with the eyes, because you want to leave space on the bottom for your name, all right? So keeping that in mind, I'm going to start with the right eyelid first. So here we go. So about, again, leaving space here and leaving space down here. About right here, it's about down the middle of where the horn is, slightly to the right a little bit. I'm going to make like a, almost like a little hill, right? Just like that. Let me color that in. So like this. All right. Now we go over to the other side and we do the same thing. Right? The opposite. Little hill, just like that. There we go. Okay. So what's next? We need some eyelashes. So little curvy little eyelashes like this. Okay. Other side. Curly. You can make yours curlier, longer, whatever you guys want to do with your eyelashes. Okay. So once I've gone ahead and drawn them in, now I'm outlining them with my marker so you guys can see. All right. Pretty simple, right? We got a horn, we have our ears, and we have our eyes and the eyelashes. So I'm not going to do this part here. I'm going to wait for that for when I start to paint it. That's when I'm going to add that. But what I am going to do next is add my flowers. So right below my horn, right about right here, I'm going to do a little circle. Just a little circle like that. That there is the center of this little flower right there, okay? So it looks like this. Okay. Now, everybody's flowers are going to look a little bit different, so don't stress too much. The idea isn't to make your unicorn look just like mine, right? But everybody's going to have something a little bit unique. But if you look at my flowers, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Same as on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If yours has 4, if yours has 6, if yours has 7, that's okay. But this is how I make mine. So starting here at the top, I make a half circle, another little half circle, half circle, half circle, half circle. All right. So each petal is like half a circle. Right? That. And there we go. Okay. Now I come over here, the center of that flower, like this. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. The center for the other side, a little button in the center. Just like that. Okay. Just like that. Now I go over to this flower over here again, and I start at the top. Little half circle, half circle, half circle, half circle, and half circle. Just like that. Okay? Pretty easy, right? Nothing to it. Same over here. Half circle, half circle, half circle, half circle, and half circle. Look at that. And then we have 3 little flowers at the top of our unicorn. Okay, so got our flowers, got our ears, we have our horn, we have our eyes, and we have our eyelashes. Pretty easy, right? So the next step is this. I'm going to set this up here in just a moment, but I'm going to be using paint to color my unicorn in. Okay, I'm going to leave the name for last. We'll talk about that later. But for now, if you guys have crayons, colored pencils, markers, if you guys have whatever type of paints you guys have, that's what you guys are going to use. It's up to you to pick what it is that you're going to be coloring the inside of your unicorn with. Okay, I'm going to get my acrylic paints and my brushes ready. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. But yeah, you guys go ahead and grab whatever it is that you're going to be using. Okay, see you in just a moment. Okay, everyone, so here we go. I've got my plate with my different acrylic paints on here, different colors that I'm going to be using for the unicorn. For you parents that are listening, that are here watching, painting along, or kids, maybe you can talk to your parents. But if you're interested in knowing what kind of paints I use these little basic acrylic paints, nothing fancy. You can pick these up, these type of paints at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. You can also order them online. But they come in different sizes, and then the quality doesn't have to be like professional quality. These are basic acrylic paints, and yeah, you can pick those up anywhere. As far as brushes, I'm going to be painting. I mentioned that I'm going to be painting. You could pick up a nice little set of brushes for around maybe $10 or so, $12, and they'll last you a long time as long as you take care of them. Okay, so I'm going to be painting again, everybody. So if you have crayons, markers, I already mentioned it. You guys are going to be using whatever it is that you have at home. First thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to outline everything, not everything, sorry, the ears and the my eyelashes, my eyes and stuff in black. So I have this brush here. Okay, this little kind of narrow brush. If you guys are painting, you guys have a marker. You're going to take some black and you're going to go like this. You're just going to outline your ears. Okay, just like that. All right, now we'll go over to the other side and we're going to do the same thing. Again, if I'm going too fast, pause the video, get caught up, and then continue along. All right, no rush. So I've done my ears, now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. My little unicorn's eyes. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to come over to the other side. And there we go. Make our little eyelashes and make them a little curly. Right? There we go. Now your unicorn doesn't have to have eyelashes. Maybe you don't want eyelashes on yours. Up to you. Okay? So there we go. I've got some black on my eyes and eyelashes, and I've outlined my ears. Okay? So I'm going to take my brush. If you're painting with acrylic paints dry pretty quickly. If you leave your brush sitting like this, that paint will dry, and then your brush, you can ruin your brush. So what you want to do, once you're done with your brush, you want to take a water cup, simply put the brush in there so that brush does not dry out on you. Okay? So next step, I'm going to take a smaller brush. Actually, no, sorry. I take that back. I am going to use, hold on 1 second, a brush that looks like this. Okay, whatever size brush you have, if you're using brushes, something like this, a little tiny brush, small-ish. All right, I'm going to take some gold. Now, if you don't have gold, you can make your horn whatever color you want, right? But so I'm going to have a little gold here. Take a little gold. Maybe you have yellow. You can mix some yellow and some brown together, or if you have a yellow marker, maybe use your yellow, okay, for this as an alternative to the gold. You can use yellow. Now, on my original painting over here, I have these little sections. My horn is in sections. I'm not going to do that on this one. I am going to come in with some black later and make these little lines across. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to color the entire horn in in gold. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take that same little brush. I want to use it again. So I'm going to put it in my cup. I'm going to swirl it around like this, try to remove some of that extra paint. And then I'll take a paper towel and I do this. I'll do that a couple of times. Try to remove as much of that gold paint as I can. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little brush. I'm going to use this light pink right here. And guess what we're about to paint? That's right. You guys guessed it. We're painting the inside of our ears in this pink. All I'm doing is that on each side. Like this. And then I fill this all up in here like that. All right. I'll do it like that, and then I'll come over to the other side and I'll do the same thing. Just like that. There we go. Cool. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that works for me. I can see my ears are slightly different sizes. The one on my right's a little bit bigger than the one on the left. Not too worried about that. I can always adjust that a little bit later. We'll talk about that here in a bit. Okay, cool. So now I've got my ears in place. The inside of the ears are colored. I'm going to take this brush, put it in the cup because I'm done with that for now. Now I'm going to switch over to a really skinny brush. Looks like this. Again, if you guys have crayons, markers, watercolors, whatever it is that you're using, you're sticking to that. I'm only talking about what I'm doing here, but whatever you have will work. What we're going to do next is we're going to color in our flowers. Okay, so I've got some red right here. The flower on the left is going to be red. But if you guys want to make the one in the middle red, or maybe all your flowers are going to be red, up to you, okay? If you only have a few colors to choose from, don't worry about it. Simply use what you have, okay? So there we go. Like if I wanted to, I can go through and do all my flowers in red. But I don't want to do that because I do have some other colors that I'd like to use. So clean up my brush a little bit, right? Clean it up. Now I'm going to switch over to, I'm going to make my flower in the center blue. So I'm going to take some blue here. And I do this. There we go. Just like that. All the way around. Each petal gets a little bit of blue. These little small brushes make it easier to color paint inside smaller areas, right? It gives you more control. If I was using a really big brush, I'd have a hard time staying inside the lines. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm switching this. Sorry, same brush, but I'm cleaning it up. Now I'm going to use, I'm actually going to use that really light fluorescent pink that's on the plate. I'm not sure if you guys noticed it, right? I got this fluorescent pink. Oh, really quick, I forgot to mention the colors that I'm using. Gold, purple, fluorescent pink, regular pink, red, blue, and black, okay? So I'm going to take this fluorescent pink. Now look at that. That's going to really stand out. All right. Again, if you guys don't have this, if you don't have the same colors that I do, don't worry about it. There we go. All the way around. Cool. Okay. So who can tell me what's next? If you guessed the inside, the little buttons on the flowers, the little center, that's what's next. What color should we do those? Well, let's see. What do I have left that I haven't used? I think I haven't used this guy right here. So yeah, that'd be a good color to use. So I'm going to go ahead and use that purple. Come in here, just like that. Look at that. That works out. That works out very nicely. I like that. Okay. Cool. So there we have our unicorn. The one last thing that I want to do here in a little bit, besides maybe little touch-ups, is I'm going to make my lines across the center of my horn. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Switching over to that small little brush that I was just using for my flowers, or sticking to that brush, I should say. I'm just going to grab a little bit of black. This brush is really small, really skinny. I'm just going to come across like this. There we go. Oops, went outside the line. That's all right. Okay. Let's see if I can fix that there. Took a little water in my paper towel, and I'm going to do this. There we go. A little bit better. Okay. There we go. All right, look at that. That is looking pretty cool, huh? So what is next? Next thing is to add our name down there. So I'm going to take a pencil. Now this is something you guys are gonna have to choose. Do you want to handwrite it, or do you want to print it? Right? You want to write it in so you got cursive, or you can do it where you just print it out. If you guys don't know how to handwrite, or you have a hard time handwriting and you want it handwritten, maybe ask your parents to help you, or an older brother, older sister, and or uncle. I'm going to go ahead and do it like this normally. Oh, real quick, sorry. What you guys want to do first is make sure that you have enough space, right? Before you start to actually write your name in, make sure you're not making it too big where you're not going to have any space to get all of it in there. Or if you start too big, when you start getting towards the end of it, if you have a really long name, the letters over here are going to get really small. So maybe practice on another sheet of paper, grab a sheet of paper, write your name out like you want it to look over here. Look up here, and then do it, okay? But, so what you want to do, I'm going to go ahead and do Jesse. I want to make sure I have enough space, right? I don't have a very long name, so it's easy for me, but if you have a long name, be careful. And there we go. Cool. Got my name in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color it in. I'm going to use this blue. I'm going to mix a little bit of blue and maybe some of this purple together. There we go. Then I'm going to come in and do my name in this blue. Okay, now watch what I do. If I leave my hand floating up here like this, my hand can shake a little bit, right? It's a problem that a lot of people will have, and so your brush strokes don't come out straight. They might get a little shaky, a little wiggly. So what I'll do is I'll put my hand that I'm not painting with, I'll put it on the table. I use the hand that I'm painting, and I put the wrist over the top of that hand. Now when I do this, my hands don't shake. My brush strokes are much cleaner, smoother. Okay, so there's a little trick right there that you can use anytime you paint. Anytime you paint or draw. And this will work whether you're using markers, whether you're using brushes, crayons, etc. Okay? There we go. And here we go. Last letter. There we go. Cool, I like it. Just gonna touch up a little bit right here. Okay, very cool. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this at the beginning, but there's some glitter that we're going to be adding to this piece. It's okay if you don't have glitter at home. Don't worry about it. This isn't a step that you have to do. Anytime we're painting or anytime you're painting with me, I'm always going to tell you that you can do whatever you want with your painting, okay? So as an option, I have some glitter that I'm going to be adding. So here's a little bit of glitter. You guys can get these at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, okay? What I'm going to do here in a second is I'm actually going to let this stuff dry for about 10-15 minutes. I want this paint to fully dry before I add my glitter over it. But we're going to be brushing the glitter on just like we did with the paint, okay? So I'm going to give this about 10-15 minutes to dry, and then we're going to come back and do some glitter, and then we're going to be all done. All right, so we'll see you guys in just a bit. Okay, everybody, here we go. So I got my glitter. So this glitter. Basically, you're going to be brushing it on just like you do the paint. I've got some red, some gold, and some blue. I'm going to take some of that gold glitter, and I'm going to, what did I do with my paper towel? There it is. So I'm going to use this brush here. I'm going to take a little bit of this gold glitter, just like this, and I'm going to come across like that. Might be a little difficult for you to see how shiny this is through the camera, but in a bit I'm going to raise it up once I'm all done with this part. With adding glitter, I'll hold it up and you'll see what difference it makes. It's actually pretty cool. Again, if you don't have this glitter, no big deal. Maybe some, or once things start to get a little bit less crazy with all this, with everybody, staying home and stuff, maybe you can head on over to an art store near you and pick some up. All right, a lot of the projects that I'll be doing here on this channel are going to have some glitter on them, so just something to have. It'd be kind of fun for you guys to have, so you guys can join in on this part of it, okay? So there's my horn. I'm going to take some red, a little bit of red glitter. I switched brushes, a little smaller brush. And I'm going to do this all the way around, just like that, just like that, on my red flower. And then I'm also going to add some to the pink one, just a little bit, just like that. Cool. And then guess where else I'm going to add it? I'm going to add some to the ears, just like that. Cool. There we go. Other side. All right, look at that. Cool. Then I have same brush, cleaning it up a little bit. I'm going to take some blue, and I'm going to add it to my blue flower. If I'm going too fast, you guys know what to do. Pause the video, back it up a little bit if you missed something. After all, this is on YouTube, and you guys can watch this as many times as you want. The good thing about art, if you don't feel like you're very good at it or you're just starting or whatever, the more you practice, the better you will get, okay? When I was really little, I've been drawing since I was really little. But just like with everything else, practice, practice, practice. And the more you practice, the better you get, okay? So keep that in mind. If you're not really happy with your painting right now, your drawing, that's okay. It's all part of art. Just come back, do it again. You can always watch the same video over and over and do it as many times as you want. Then I have a bunch of other videos on here also, right? Check out all the other, if you haven't already, look at the other videos that I got. SpongeBob, I've got Homer Simpson, I've got I think I already mentioned, I've got a llama, there's a rocket ship, right? So there's all kinds of stuff you guys can do on my channel. And you guys can watch as many times as you want. I'm going to take a little bit of glitter, I'm going to add it to my name also. Taking some of that blue glitter, just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just want it a little bit sparkly. All the way around like that. Okay, all the way around. Maybe later, what I'll do is I'm going to add a link. Once I get that all set up, I'll be adding a link where you guys can maybe buy some of the stuff that I use. You guys can jump on that link and it'll take you to a website where you can purchase some of the supplies that I use. Up to you, right? Nothing that not something that you have to do, but if you guys are interested in using the same products that I use, maybe that would be the way to do it. So I need a little bit more of this glitter, so I'm going to take some and do that. There we go. All right. And just going to add a little bit more. Some of these little, there we go. Just like that. All right, cool. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add some more gold to my horn. I want my horn to really stand out. So I'm going to add some more right there. And I'm going to come up here, add some more there. Look at that. Okay, I know again you guys can't see it on camera, but check this out. Let's see if I can get you guys to be able to see that. Look at that. Look how shiny that gets. Look at all that glitter on that horn. Right there. Look at that. Cool, huh? And if I was to look at that blue. I'm not sure if you guys can see the blue and the red flower up in here in the ears. If I was to let this dry a little bit and I come back and add more glitter to it, it's even going to get even sparklier. Okay, so anyhow, that's, just something that you guys can do. If you guys are using glitter, you can just let it dry, add another layer, and then it really stands out. Okay, boys and girls, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Some of you parents, if you're painting along with your kids, I appreciate you guys being on here. I really, really do. You guys can help me. Like I said, please like the video. Definitely like the video. Leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. like I said earlier, it helps me grow my channel. The more my channel grows, the more time I can invest in creating more of these cool videos. Also, if you guys have requests, please put them down in the comments below so I know what you guys want me to make videos around, okay? All right, everybody, thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you guys all very soon. If you guys haven't explored the other videos that are on my channel, please take a look for those. And then I will see you guys back here very soon. I'll try to upload another video here very shortly to get my video library growing. Okay, everybody, have a good rest of the day. See you soon.